sexy. It's an alarm that alerts us when something has become dangerously close to the ship.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse?
It's an alarm to alert us.
It's an alarm that alerts us when dangerously close to the ship has become.
Part in School Rumble that I love, but I also hate, because after about an hour, I'm like, can I just yell something, please? Because she never talks any louder than this, ever, and she's very flat. So Yakima would say, it's an alarm that alerts us when something becomes dangerously close to the ship.
I'll do Thelma and Selma from The Simpsons now. It's an alarm that alerts us when something becomes dangerously close to the ship.
It's an alarm that alerts us when something has become dangerously close to the ship.
And in the Simpsons milieu, it's an alarm that becomes dangerously. Oh my God! The alarm's going off in my pants. Where's my nicotine patch? I love crunch.
Like that.
Oh, yeah, and you could do envy.
I don't know, I'm really more of a passive. I don't know, you're the one that started. It's an alarm that alerts us when something becomes dangerously close to the ship. You're the one that started this pipsqueak.
Let's see, maybe Weskai from Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah! It's an alarm that alerts us when something becomes dangerously close to the ship. I'm going to do this line the way Broly would do it. Oh, no!
Has anyone seen the new Indiana Jones?
Yeah!
I love Kate Blanchett. She has fantastic versions. She would say, it's an alarm that alerts us when something's become dangerously close to ship. Comes out thing.
It's an alarm that alerts us when something has become dangerously close to the ship. Combat.
It's an alarm that alerts us when something's become dangerously close to the ship, Edward!
It's an alarm that alerts us when something has become dangerously close to the ship.
It's an alarm that alerts us.
Oh, yeah, do it.
What? It's an alarm that alerts us when something's become dangerously close to the ship.
Can we answer a question?
Yeah, we're running out of voices here.
Who has the shaft
Strike
one?
that line, burn it, and erase it
Very,
from
very
existence.
fast. Use the ears.
Yes. Use the ears. That narrows it down so much.
Hold on, you want to pull? Let me get back.
Dr. Phil.
I wish I could have got up there.
All right, sweetheart. Tell us what you need.
What happens when you have to send in an audio sample and you can't audition in front of the director?
You're screwed.
MP3s.
You've got
Answer the question.
Well, I do that all the time, actually.
And you're not.
Screw it, I guess. Yeah, see, I live in Houston, and of course, Funimation is in Dallas. And also, I get requested sometimes to get to audition for shows and video games and stuff in Los Angeles. So, you know, not being able to fly back and forth just for a 5-10 minute audition, I'll record auditions. And the downside, and it's a big downside, is you're not there to show the director what else you can do. If the director wanted to hear you a little bit more flat, or a little more excited, or a little lower in your register, that you can't do it. I mean, you know what I mean? And the director, a big part of being cast is the director needs to know that you're flexible. He needs to know that you're going to be able to take, not just do this line, but do all of them and take that character through all the highs and lows of the show. So when you audition remotely like that, you're really you're really limited with what your options are, and you're not there to be able to respond to the director's, okay, that was pretty good, but try this. So
yeah, there is a definite art to self-directing, and that is something that you have to give up when you're doing an MP3 audition from home. You have to literally just depend on yourself, and it's like, well, how objective am I being when I'm reading this character description and everything, and to be able to adapt to it. How you do it?
No, I saw that one too. I put it back.
Oh.
Licorice, sticky licorice, and were you going to put it back if you didn't like it?
I just saw it and put it back.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, once I've established like some sort of working relationship with the director, I've had times where I've recorded an audition from home, emailed it, and then 2 days later they go, that was great. Now, can you send a second take where you do it a little bit higher or a little bit lower, and then they'll explain, and then I'll do it, and then I may or may not be cast, but at least I'm given that chance. But 9 times out of 10 when you audition, you got the one chance. So you'll sit at home, and the good part about that is you can sit in your boxers and your underwear, and you can work on it at 2 a.m. in the morning in front of your laptop and the microphone, and kind of massage the audition.
The bad thing about it is you'll do it for hours, and
yes,
second guessing yourself and listening to it again. And sometimes the very first or second track that you lay down is the best one, but you just wear it out. I think it loses some freshness too.
Yeah, and then you just roll the dice and send in whatever you felt the strongest about.
And some directors will let you send in more than one pass at a character. Like maybe I think her voice should be here, but perhaps the director wants a higher one, so I'll do that too and send it along. And sometimes, like Vic mentioned earlier, it could just be a matter of who has a certain voice thing that they're looking for. I've auditioned for some things, a video game that I did. There were paragraphs of description and literally 4 sentences, and they were not long. 4 sentences, and then please make various fighting Foley and like big yells. And that's all. I'm like, there's no way I'm getting this. And turns out I did, and I thought I did a terrible job. So it was just something about my voice that they wanted. Next question.
yes, right here.
Do you have any recommendations for, I guess, warming up your voice before you go in for an audition? Any kind of specific ability that you need to do before you go in? If that makes sense.
Different actors have different methods. Some will sing scales, la 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 la, as they're driving. Something you don't want to do is have like a milkshake before you go in. That creates mucus, and the mic picks that up and creates a lot of mouth noise. You probably don't want to drink a soda or anything. Water is the best. Room temperature is the absolute best kind of water you can have in a session. Or take a bite out of a green apple. Not a red. I don't know why. Something about the green apple. I know. We talked about this in the other panel. But yeah, I don't necessarily have a workup, like a warm-up regimen or anything. I just kind of get in, get in the zone, and go for it.
In an audition, before, when you want to make sure, it sounds silly, but that you've actually talked that day. Sometimes I go in the morning and I haven't spoken with anyone. You'd be amazed just how much your mouth just needs motion going on to have articulated things, because you could get in there, and if it's, you haven't really been talking much, Lord knows what's going to come out of your mouth. And it may not be what you want, and then you get upset because you're stumbling over your words. So something as simple as singing along with a song in the car on the way to the audition, even something like that is very helpful.